kitchen fitting's easy. Well, it is for me, I've been doing it for years. My name's Eve Way, and today I'm going to be showing you some basic kitchen fitting tips, the right way. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a stud wall. We're going to be laying it out and setting it out on the floor. We're going to be securing it together and then standing it up. I'm going to be using an impact drill driver, a drill gun with a 4mm drill bit, a tape measure and a pencil. I'm laying out the top and the bottom of the wall. We're going to be setting this out 8 foot by 8 foot. I'm going to be setting the timbers out at 400 centres and securing them together, which is a good distance apart for when we come later on to fixing our drywall to it. Right, secondly, now what we're going to do is we're going to lay a top and a bottom timber, which is going to form the square, which is going to make our wall. What we're going to do is we're going to pilot the timber first, which is going to stop the timber from splitting when we put the screw in. So we send our pilot hole straight through the first timber and into the second timber, which will also guide our screw into place. Now that I've secured each corner of my square, I'm going to go back around and I'm going to put a second screw into each timber. The next step is going to be setting out the internal timbers. We're going to be setting them out at 400 centres, which is going to give us the spacings we're going to require to fix a plasterboard to it. We're going to mark at 400 and I'm going to multiply each time. We're going to go to 800, we're going to go to 1.2, to 1.6, to 2 metres, which will give us 2.4 metres on our final timber. We're now going to insert the central timbers into our wall and we're going to secure them from either end, just as we did with each of our corners. The markings on this line, we're going to make them 400 centre, so we're going to hold the timber central to the line that we've marked. Now we've secured what are going to be the vertical timbers in place and we've created the square for our wall, we're going to put a line of noggins through the centre to tighten the wall up and stop any lateral stability once the wall's in place. We're going to measure the centre of the overall height and we're going to go through again marking the same line to keep the central timbers in line. Now I'm going to measure my central noggins. I'm going to measure and cut each one individually. The purpose being is they should be tight, and by cutting this one and installing it first might close up the space for the next one. Now that fits tightly, we're going to secure that from both sides and measure and cut our next one. So that's the first one done. Now we're going to repeat the process by measuring each timber, cutting it, installing it to make sure that they're tight by the time we get to the other end of the wall. When drilling this part of the timber, and we're restricted by the previous noggin to drill in at a square angle, we're going to come up at a 45-degree angle into the timber to secure this one. Right, I've lifted the wall into place. I had help doing this. Don't try to lift this on your own, always ask somebody else for a bit of help. I've secured it at the other end with 2 screws just to hold it stable while I'm going to measure out my square and secure to the other side of the wall and the floor. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a 3-4-5 formula to square my wall to the wall we've secured it to. 3-4-5 being any measurement, 3 metres, 4 metres or 5 metres, or 3 foot, 4 foot and 5 foot. We measure one way 3 foot, one way 4 foot, and the diagonal between should be 5 foot. And that will tell me that both walls are at a 90 degrees angle. So we're going to be using the same technique we've been using throughout the video. We're going to be piloting the timber in order not to split the timber when screwing it, and screwing straight through. For the purposes of this demonstration video, and that we don't have an adjoining wall here to secure to, I've secured a temporary brace across the top just to stop the wall moving around to finish our demonstration. So that's the basic structure of your new stud wall. The next step would be to plasterboard the wall, or dry line it as it's known in the US. For more information on this, see my video on how to install drywall.